And I'm here with Alex Mazz, aka the Taki Brano. Not the Taki Brano, it's just Taki Brano. Yeah, we're doing this part two, well, like second time, because we did it we did a attempt at a podcast a while ago, and just the files got lost, and I totally forgot about the session myself. And it was COVID. It was like mid COVID.
Yeah, dude, life
Big
happens.
life happens. It was big, thick, dissociating. Every day is the same. What did that even happen? Like it was like a fever dream.
Oh, man, I was all right. So my son was born October of 2019, and
Congrats.
he was born with unfortunately some breathing difficulties, which
Oh shit.
now he's pretty much fine. But the doctor had told us like we really needed to watch out, and that was even before COVID hit. So once COVID hit, we were like OD with the protection and like not going anywhere. When I tell you like it was, I mean, I hate how wasteful it is for, our society and everything, but like it was just Amazon deliveries like weekly, and
Oh
we
yeah.
like no exaggeration, a year straight we did not leave the house. We went for drives, we went for walks and stuff like that, but it was it took a toll. It really did. Holidays, like we didn't see family, anything like that, and it was just to keep him safe, really.
Damn, dude. That's fuck. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It was
Like because
it was
people
kind of a
do that
blessing
just
in
for.
disguise too, though, because it kind of forced me into um, a schedule where, because I had quit my job anyway to stay home with him, and my wife continued working. She has a great job and she's awesome at what she does. So it was kind of a blessing in disguise because being fresh out of, I was working for the state right before that, so I had a really good job and everything, but it forced me to kind of take how to do music seriously with scheduling and taking
Mhm.
myself seriously. A lot of self work, a lot of
You
learning
know,
curves.
You know, I would love to hear about some of those hurdles that you've overcome because I'm going through some myself of like trying to balance it all out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working at home. Like I'm just finding a lot more time during the day at least to get shit done. And then it's kind of like, all right, what's like the most useful way to utilize this time, like all this time I have right here,
Yeah.
like like what am I missing,
I
and
think for me, it was being honest with myself when so like I used to buy into the uh school of thought where you have to hustle, 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 and like you can't sleep, and you gotta like gouge your eyes out to to get anywhere with anything. And I think it was more being honest with myself and not having the time to spread myself thin because I'm watching, my main priority in most cases is my son, but using my time wiser, and by that being honest with myself as to what it is I truly want to do in music. So for so long, I was trying to do everything. I was trying to mix. I was trying to learn how to master. I was trying to make beats. I was trying to sell beats. I was trying to, like, I don't know, sing, even though I don't even really enjoy singing. But like, like you fall, especially during the pandemic and you don't have a lot of stuff to do, like you fall into those, I've heard it called doom scrolling, where it's like you have this intense anxiety, just existential shit going on in your mind, and you're just scrolling through social media trying to feel happy about something. And you get caught up in, oh, this person's doing this, like why am I not doing this? Like what can I be doing to do that? But I caught myself so many times doing that and being honest, but like and saying to myself, like, but that's not you. That's not what you would truly enjoy doing. So once I started doing a lot of self work, self discovery, internal work, I started realizing the things that I did with music that brought me the most joy. and I started only I mean, it was, you know, it came from a place where I was, you know, lucky enough to be able to do that and understand that I had the time to do that. But how do I say it? Like, well, I kind of did already say it. Like, just being honest with myself as to if I take on this client, is the end product going to be worth the amount of money that I get in? Versus if I took that time to make 3 or 4 songs that I really love and I could find great artists to get on that thing and, you know, try to push it, stuff like that, I'm going to enjoy that more. And if I keep doing that, I know that I have by now, because I'm 33, I've been doing this forever, like I have the stick-to-itiveness that eventually what I put my energy to will become something. And also that's a whole other thing, is having the confidence to do that and actually work that day to day.
Shit, man, that's a lot of good it's a lot of good knowledge you just dropped, and definitely feel you on a lot of those points. Like the whole, well, the first, you said a lot of shit, so let's
I'm sorry.
Go back first. No, that was awesome, because you're having me kind of like thinking for a second, like, fuck, like, well, now what am I doing? But no, like, I feel you, because you can't spread yourself too thin, as I've learned very realistically, and I'm still spreading myself pretty thin, but like I feel like I'm honing in on some aspects, but I feel like that is like so hard for people to realize, that like you have to be honest with yourself. Like people don't even think about themselves,
Right?
Like at all. Like I feel like some people don't even have that sense of like self, and it's just like, oh, I gotta put this out, and I gotta I'm like, get some heat on this, up, no heat, up, next thing, who cares?
It's almost like selfishness without purpose.
It's just, it's a lot of catharsism. However you can shape that word into the proper form.
I know you.
Very cathartic of like, this is my thing, and I want this to be this, I don't know, like, I'm kind of getting lost here, because I'm thinking about all the different ways that like spreading yourself thin can be as an artist right now. And there's like so many, like as in like Twitch streaming, or making beats, totally, or like as you were saying, selling beats, and like you doing the sample pack thing, or just straight up like finding artists to work with only. Like I need a rapper, like always, or something, like or people just doing it for the like SoundCloud thing. But I feel like that's hard to
I mean, it's all hard.
Yeah, it's hard to tell yourself like, I'm gonna be this and that's it.
I feel like you're either like okay, from the time I was young, like teenager, early teens, I knew I wanted to do music. Despite the fact I let, other shit get in my head, and I went through college and I thought I was going to be a psychologist and like all this stuff. I ended up with 2 bachelor's degrees, and it was like, for what? Like, I knew all along I wanted to do music. I should have just done friggin' music. But yeah, like, I forgot where I was going with that, but yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's so hard to, like, when you like start putting it into like physicalities, trying to like talk it out of like, what do we actually do? Because like, I feel like we're very similar of like doing a million things as like artists and producers, and like behind the scenes working with people. Like I love seeing all your videos of like making the beat like right there and shit. Like I'm waiting for them to like be viral as fuck on TikTok and just be like a thing always on my For You.
Thanks, Ray. I appreciate that. I don't get TikTok at all. I don't get it. I'll put the same exact video on TikTok and on Instagram. And for a while I had like almost the same amount of followers. And I'll get like 5 likes on TikTok and I'll get like 80 likes on Instagram. It makes no sense.
And like sometimes it's like flip floppy. Like I very much get like the opposite sometimes, where it's like, yeah, like my Instagram followers, like I have like a decent Instagram where it's like anything's gonna get some traction,
Hmm.
but like my TikTok is like dead. Like I have like
Mm.
nothing. I just follow like stupid pages that make me laugh.
Yeah, same.
And so like yeah, so and like I'm not interacting with other artists on there being like, "Hey, check out my content." Or like even my stuff's not barely like check out my content. It's like I have a new album or it's like I do this project. It's very like monotone uh but and then like people comment and it's just random. I feel like that's a lot more random people hitting you up on that platform, and like Instagram is like people that is interested in your stuff and you
Hmm.
particularly. Um,
Yeah, because you gotta
but
have a
how's
voice. You gotta have a story.
yeah. So like what so what exactly are you doing at this point now? Like, and what have you stopped doing a lot of? Because I know, yeah, we know about the Taki Brano lovely lo-fi beats that
Yes.
I've come to know so very much. But I hear you working with people like all the fucking time and stuff like that. And now
Oh
we
yeah.
got this cool thing uh, we're kind of working on together. I don't know how much we can talk about it, but I'd like to talk about it.
Yeah, dude. That's the Well, so mainly what I'm doing now is what I figured out I am really striving for and what I'm really working for is I'm really enjoying searching for sync placements, and there's a lot of in that way. So I ended up I became friends with this guy named Diggy Diamond, and we actually ended up doing uh, Horizons 1, which is like an 80s synthwave album. It was all instrumental. And now the one that we're talking about is for Horizons 2. And so Diggy is kind of like A&R, and he's a part of Steady Grind Music, which is essentially a publishing company, but they're partnered with Sony ATV. So the way it works is I sign a contract with them, and they send like I can't say any specific ones, but and this is not one that happened, but it'd be like Snoop Dogg is looking for West Coast type beats. And so like we make, whatever we can make, and we submit it to Steady Grind, and then they submit it to the artists. So the publishing deal, and like we like do like percentages and splits and that kind of stuff. So a lot of my work now has been kind of just freelancing that type of stuff and
Wow.
trying to find my own opportunities as well. I haven't landed one yet, but I
Hmm.
mean, if like, and this kind of goes back to building confidence too, is like if I make something and it's good enough to be sent to them, that this legit publishing company feels good about this to show this artist or this movie, that's a confidence builder too, because that your stuff is
Oh
in
yeah.
fact at least sometimes good enough to put out. um
Yeah, that's a little thing I want to touch on real quick is like that professional type of what's the word? Uh like it's not acceptance. It's
like acknowledgement,
validation.
validation, yeah.
Fucking like I've never felt more validated getting like that little like Spotify playlist and fucking editorial thing because it just tells me that
Did you
like
get on
this
one of those?
face. I got one for Lazuli.
Oh, sick. Like
I
the
got two
official
actually
Spotify playlist, dude. That's
uh,
awesome.
on Vaporwave. Yeah,
Hell yeah. Congrats.
it's fucking great. Yeah, thank you.
Oh
Like I
god, that's
ship
the biggest moth I've ever seen in my life. Sorry.
a, a big moth titty girlfriend. um, fucking yeah, and that was like I shit my pants getting that because it was like this big faceless conglomerate said yes
Yeah,
to
dude.
like my song titled "Cock Me Amadeus," but I it's just CKME Amadeus and like one word, and they're just like, that's a good one, and I'm like, yeah, that guy Cock Me Amadeus.
That's awesome. So how
fucking
did you just like go through like the submit process through artists?
Yeah, I do that for like literally every release, right? So
So they
but
do
I'm-
listen.
but here's the fucking thing. My buddy Matt Walsh, or I'm fucking up his last name, Matt, who is VV Vulture, that I'm doing a split album with as Lazuli, is also like playlisted on Spotify, and they said they've never submitted anything to Spotify.
Oh, really?
And I'm just like, then
Wow.
who the fuck is it? Is it someone on our Twitter? Like it's
Dude,
I'm always curious about
it
this
was
shit.
cool too, cause like kind of it. I feel like this is in similar capacity. I wasn't even on Instagram. I just got a DM one day, and these two brothers from Florida, they hit me up in the DMs, and they were like, "Yo, just heard your song Coffee on Sirius XM Lo-Fi," and I was like, "What? I'm on Sirius?" Dude, and then I
That's fucking
started
crazy.
getting legit, like, not big, like, huge checks, but, like, $40, $50 checks from, what do you call it? God, I can't think of the name. Sound Exchange. Like,
Oh yeah.
every couple months.
How did you get that shit? Did you submit? Do you submit to Sound Exchange stuff, or I mean, have your
No.
stuff on Sound Exchange?
No, somebody somewhere on Facebook, I know who it is, but I also, I don't want to, put them out there like that, but shouts to them for doing that huge time. They just like did it. They worked there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they just heard me on, like, I think it was through a Facebook group.
Well, because I know
we had
some
talked and stuff like that.
distributors do that. Like Dashco does that.
Oh, do they really?
Well, because like I'm actually like in like a weird email thing, because I went on there and they had like all my tunes from Dashco, and I was like, oh shit, I'm just gonna click all these and claim ownership.
Oh yeah.
When I have ownership via Dashco already, and so now it's in this like weird limbo of like there's conflicting ownerships on these songs.
Oh shit.
So it just does it automatically. So that I never knew that. So that's pretty cool.
Dude,
So-
that is a whole other thing, and that's really like right now, like as far as what I'm doing right now, because going back to what you were asking, like, the aside from the freelance stuff, I do like mixing clients here and there just to whenever I can, but also like learning the business part of how everything goes in the music industry is so crazy. And I think that next,
yeah.
like with my social media, that's what I want to focus on is like I'm learning this shit real time, like as I go. And I want to present as well as I can to the world, like, yo, learn this shit with me. You know what I mean? Because
Like you
I don't
should
know.
do one of those. Be one of those YouTube videos guys that like have like the tutorials on how to do all this shit. But like watch all their popular videos and be like, why didn't you show this part? And then just show that part, because I can't tell
Oh.
you how many of those tutorials I've seen that are just like they'll like be like, this is how you submit a song, and like go like through half of it or whatever and be like, that okay, and that's it. And it's like, wait, but like what about when it's through? Like where's the info? Like what is the info afterwards and all that shit? And it's just so like, I know that your song's through and fuck off. You don't know. You don't even know where it goes now. It's like, like BMI is such a terrible website. Like they have such a clunky,
Oh,
like Windows 95 website.
yeah, ASCAP is similar, dude. Like I think ASCAP's a little bit better, but it feels like you're logging on to like a state website.
Really, because like I saw ASCAP. Like I was gonna sign up to ASCAP. Like I wanted to sign up to ASCAP but only because their graphics looked bubblier and cleaner than BMI.
It's sometimes
yeah.
sometimes like a page just won't load. It's just like you gotta refresh it like 4 times.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking Root Note is like a shitty ass website. Like, I props to Root Note for being free and shit. Like, that's really cool of a distributor
Mm.
to just like have that free to literally anyone upload whatever. Can't be a remix, can't be a fucking cover, but just upload your shit. We take a little percentage.
How did your
Um,
Song Trust stuff go?
oh, that went great. Like, I was in a nightmare with Song Trust for a sec because it was like it's like 800 something songs.
Yeah,
And
dude. I was like, oh my
like,
god.
yeah, like my BMI number was like, you have 826. And like my Song Trust was like, you have 820. And it's like, where are these 6 songs?
Holy
like
shit.
I should be on the money with it. And so I found out like the one was our collab, and I'm like, oh yeah, I wasn't uploading collabs and stuff like that. And there was a couple other songs that I like cringely just uploaded, and I was like, I'm not even gonna follow through with it because I hate these.
I feel
'Cause
you.
they're just so
I know that
old.
feeling.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
those
So-
end up being the ones people like the most, though.
No, if anyone liked these, it would be for the wrong reason.
I feel
It would
you.
be like, look how terrible this song is, and it's like, yeah, it's pretty bad. Like, I'm so like pissed I went through with putting it on streaming services. Some of those songs.
It's just you going, ha!
No, that's the latest ambient fingers. I just
Ah,
do that.
nice.
Yeah, yeah. I fucking did it. Yeah, that was me in my room for like 15 minutes at a piece trying to make an acapella album.
Dude, do like a harmonizing Ray Romano's. Deborah!
Robert. That's all the characters from that fucking show.
I don't know why, but I love that show. It's so stupid. It's so like ridiculously mundane, but I love that show.
I grew up with that show, man. Like my parents were like, "This is a good show to watch with the kids and whatnot." Because like I don't know, the grandma was very much like just perfect, and I don't know. Everyone else, anytime I see them in anything else, I'm like, they're from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Well,
And now I'm watching fucking.
Are you are you Italian?
Yeah, I got a quarter Italian in me.
Oh, word. I'm half Italian, and I feel like if you have an Italian family, you really relate to that show.
Yeah, I'm basically half Italian.
Yeah. I feel like if you had Italians like close to you in your family, you probably related to it.
100%. That's a very East Coast
Yeah.
show. That
Yeah.
no, and Kings of Queens and all that shit. Like my girlfriend loves that show and all that stuff. Oh man, fuck, that's bringing me back now. Memory unlocked.
Dude,
Oh,
the
those
time
nights watching.
the time you threw
The
Deborah on the
Simpsons.
fridge, I fucking love that shit.
Okay, so I want to talk about all these features you're having on this
man.
record.
Okay.
Like, where are you finding these people? Like, what's the inspiration for the? Because I don't think we talked about that either. And it's just a dope album cover. Is that you on the front, by the way?
Are you saying for which one?
For the for 2,
Opposite of Floating?
the mix 2, the album 2. I'm not sure.
Oh, dude, Horizons. Okay.
Yeah, Horizons.
Yeah, so that's me and
that.
Diggy's album. But yeah, like I said, we're trying to find people, to either sing or mainly sing on it. We have most of it, like the instrumentals for it are all done. And we're really just waiting on some dope vocalists to get the stuff back. And it's very... all right, so the thought process behind it is when you're playing Grand Theft Auto and you steal a car, if there were an 80s channel to turn to, when you're like driving around and running over people, that's Horizons 2. So like it has like wicked like synth pop 80s, but we're also kind of creeping into 90s stuff too, because like
Ooh.
if you hear Horizons 1, it's very like centered in synthwave retro wave 80s. And then now this one with the vocalists especially, like it's kind of bringing it, like there's a New Jack Swing song. There's like a whole instrumental, I think it's like 5 or 6 minutes as an interlude, and we have every instrument is an actual person that we sent the song to that like actually played live over it. So we have a bassist, a guitarist, a saxophonist, myself, and Diggy. And then
That's
like we have like a kind of like a side A type one. We have the pop rock one like you've heard, which we'll get to work on. And then
that is such a fun tune.
And then there's some like straight up kind of just like, you know, the synth wavy vibes.
Yeah, I'll have to check out one.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, and I was gonna get to Opposite of Floating and In the Kitchen as well. It was what's the deal with those? The fucking good shit.
Dude, thank you. So In the Kitchen is with my homie Daniel Pomfret. He's the guitarist, and he also raps and sings for Toad and the Stooligans. They're a cool band from where I am in Providence, Rhode Island. We pretty much just like pandemic wise, we're like we can't really get together, and because we had gotten together like on a couple little things before, so we're familiar with each other and how we work. So it was just kind of like yo, like, are you down for this idea? And he was like, yeah. And then I recorded some ideas, sent it to him. He digged it. He added to it. And then we were like, let's take it to the next level and we'll make a little video. We put that on social media and we got a good response. So we ended up like, I took the whole thing and I completely like remixed it. It was never mastered actually. I remixed it and then mastered it. And we put it out. And, you know, Antonio Martinez, Ozymandia.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I'm Ozzy Dinmea's Dream.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
say the first name. Yeah, I'm actually doing I did a collab with him a little bit ago with I Miss You, where he took like the old I Miss You tunes and like made them in a. We're doing a part 2 of that actually in a few months maybe.
Hell yeah, yeah. He did the he does graphics too. He did the cover for that.
Oh, that's his?
Yep.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, he did a whole little thing for ours too. Yeah, his stuff is cute. I love it.
Yeah, I did one with him called Bossa Therapy, and he sent me this just like rough like.
Oh yeah.
It was just a guitar. It was just a bossa like riff, and he sent it to me. And we made a little thing, and then we hit up this dude Lyle. Do you know Lyle the Therapy Gecko?
I was about to say, like, I'm looking at him like, oh shit, the Therapy Gecko.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
I hit him up and I was like, yo, like, do you care if we like if he draws you and we use this for an album cover? And he was like, nah. So we did.
That's exactly the response I would imagine.
Yeah, dude. And I was like, yo, like, we were really trying to push, like, yo, like, why don't you just like play it on your show real quick, like, just like, you know. But he would ignore it, unfortunately. But
dog, I wrote a whole EP for the fucking Happiest Hour, right? Do you know them?
Yeah, I've heard of that, yeah.
And I was like, use it in your videos. And they haven't used one of them. And I'm just like, I'm so glad you sent me a shirt.
It's so weird, like like you just made me think of the did you see the one that I did for Truff?
I think so.
So
no,
when Opposite of Floating came out, there was a Truff ad, and I just randomly commented it on Facebook. I don't know. I said some dumb shit.
Yes, I saw where it was I saw that on Facebook. Okay.
Yeah, and they were like, I forget what the hell they said. It was like, when are you gonna try it or something like that. And I was like, if you review my album, I'll buy a bottle. And they were like, bet. And they did, dude. They gave a little synopsis on each song. And I was like, well, I got to hold up my end of the bargain. So I bought one, and then they canceled the order, and they sent me like a bunch of them. They sent me like
nice.
a bunch of bottles. And I was like, well, now I got to make a song out of it. And I sent it to them, and they were like, they dug it. And I was like, word. And they asked for the MP3, but I haven't heard anything back since.
Yeah,
I sent the
that's
MP3.
it, right?
Huh?
Yeah, like I fucking sent them like the whole album, and they're like, "This is great. I love the one song." And I'm just like, "Yeah, sick. It's gonna be on streaming services this day or whatever, and use it in your TikToks." And it was just like fucking nothing after that. It was like, all right.
Yeah.
It was such a weird interaction, man. And then like every time I see them, and like they're using a fucking lo-fi beat too, because like it was like a lo-fi EP. I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I don't get it
think it's
sometimes.
hilarious.
It's like, why put the effort in and then forget about it?
Yeah, it's like you even reacted to the video, and you're gonna not fucking use the beat or whatever. It's whatever.
I'm still holding out hope for Truff. I think
I still buy their products, man. It's good. I'm still talking about it on the show. I'm still talking about it on the show. I'm just rambling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What even is Truffs?
Oh, dude, Truff hot sauce. It's so I can't even front. Like, it's so fucking good. Like, do you like truffle, like truffle oil, or like?
I don't even think my palate is like that good enough to know the difference
like
between oils.
I don't know. It's like it's a hot sauce, and like it's the right amount of heat. I literally feel like an advertisement for them right now, but I legitimately just love it so much. Like it's just it's sweet, and like dude, I use it all the time.
I mean, like nothing wrong with plugging a product. That's life right now. Fucking yeah.
But like I'm not getting anything for plugging it. You know what I mean? Like
I mean you get.
But that's how good it is. Like I can't talk shit about it, dude. It's really good.
I mean, like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with plugging a product. Like, you get the satisfaction of knowing that other people might try this amazing thing that you experience. True. You know, it's not that you're selling out. No, I'm kidding.
But I love it though.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, people could say that about me in the fucking happiest hour thing, because I've talked about that to like everyone I've fucking talked to recently, and yeah, I just love that shit. It works.
Hell yeah, dude. It's weird too, like the online. My bad. What were you gonna say?
No. You finish. It's fine.
Oh, I was gonna kind of like go off into something new a little bit. I think.
Perfect. Yeah, go for it.
Well, I was gonna say like it's kind of weird, like the people that you end up interacting with online, like people that follow me sometimes. I'm like, holy shit, like it's cool, and like how you meet people and. It, like your network is everything with music. It's everything. Like it's everything.
that is a huge part of it. I was saying this the other day. Like I had this friend who was like really good at an instrument, and if I mention the instrument, it'll kind of give it away. It was a specific instrument. But his friend who was really good at this instrument, and he just like stopped playing in these bands he was in and like doing this project he was doing, and like I don't even like see his social media anymore. You know, like there's nothing about it, but like I know they're probably doing music in some aspect, but they just like they're very much like, I can't be bothered with this with social media, like it's whatever. And it's just like I feel like unless you are literally in it, like you're like playing bass for somebody who's paying your bills type shit, like you have to have a presence. Like you have to have that existence of social media, of just
True.
like, hey, look at me, or just like, hey, I'm working on this, or
Well,
hey, if you
because at the end of the
whatever.
day, if you think about it, we live in a day and age where there's millions. If you have, if you have the right strategy and the right way to get it out, there's literally millions and millions of people at your disposal. So
Hmm.
if you're trying to, at the end of the day, you have to think as a business to make money. You know what I mean? Otherwise, because I mean, if you're doing it for a living, I'm saying, like, you are silly to not utilize that tool because it's one of the best tools at your disposal.
Exactly, and I don't know. It's like a sad reality is what I was kind of like getting to, and it's just like you have to so sell yourself in a way where it's not just yeah, I write music, and
Mhm.
and that's about it.
But
Like,
you can, I guess, not to. I guess I'm kind of well.
cause like I try to look for artists for like my fucking playlists, or like people will send me their music and stuff,
Mhm.
and like I really try to not be like biased or whatever by like their pages or whatever, cause like I'll look on a page with like some weird posts, and then like where it's just like this isn't like a professional musical page where
Yeah.
like someone's like going hard with their music and serious about it,
Yeah.
and it might not even have like a good following. Like I know there's a part of me that's like, ugh. And I'm like, who cares? Listen to the fucking music. And I want to just like, really trying to like take that part out of me. But like, that's such a reality that we have because we live on social media, and we feel like if you have that number, like it's worth my time to sit
Yeah.
here and check
But
you
like,
out.
I feel like with anything that is of human creation, there's a good side and a bad side. Like, maybe not everything, but like with a lot of things. And I also think about it like I have people that I have created genuine relationships with just through text that live on the other side of the world that I would have never known without the internet. You know what I mean?
I mean, fucking hello.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Like you and I.
Us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and like that, to me, that's so cool. You know what I mean? And I don't feel like I have to be anything other than myself to, make that happen and to grow my following and to grow my, people that I interact with on a at least, semi normal basis. Um, and I think that's more on the positive end of it. I think that I feel like a lot of the negative stuff that happens with social media happens by choice. Like,
Mm.
if you feel like you have to, you know, adhere to a standard, you don't. Like, you're the only one that's going to be putting that pressure on yourself. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
at the same time, again, if you're trying to be a business, you're silly to not utilize the greatest tool at your disposal. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why Coca-Cola has an online presence. That's why, I don't know, name them, has an
Yeah.
online presence.
For sure. Um, I just feel like there's this sense of I don't know. I'm always interested in like the subconsciousnesses of social media,
Mm,
like how like you go on a page, and if it's like a poppin' like following
hmm
and shit like that, it's like and like each post is like really cohesive with each other, and like the profile pic is on point as well, and like even those memories or whatever that I still can't figure out with Instagram stories is like all nice and got that shit. Like I see a million of these really awesome lo-fi pages with like all the same illustrations and shit,
yeah.
and that makes me just be like, wow, look at this artist. Like, and like at that point, like even fuck the number of like people looking at it. It's just like shit, like this person,
hmm
this is a gem at this point. And I feel like just having a presence where it's just like that extra mile, where you have to like look at it where it's not just like I'm gonna work it out because I'm me and people are gonna accept me. I feel like you do have to funnel yourself in a way. Like I feel like I can't just post all the random nonsense I would like to post sometimes because I feel like it would just be like a waste of space when I want to post something important. If I don't know.
Well,
You
yeah,
kinda get what I'm
like you're looking at social media differently than, say, someone who's, I don't know, a dentist and they're just on social media for fun. You know what I mean? Although, I mean, I guess they could be trying to advertise their business too, but like,
yeah, there's dentists on Instagram.
I don't know. I guess just enter profession and add person who, is just on social media for fun. Like, I think that things like funny things you want to share, like, because you have in mind that are slash, are growing your public figureiness, like, that comes with the territory, you know what I mean? But I think that there are ways to get that out, like, put it on your story, you know what I mean? Like, people dig funny shit. Like, who isn't gonna like a funny thing and then they're gonna see, like, oh, that was from Forest Kids. Word. They got a good sense of humor. And I think that,
sure.
like, speaking of subconsciously, I think subconsciously that kind of attracts people to you. That's why I post funny videos sometimes, because I want people to know, like, what my humor is like.
And that's what I was getting to, because you are doing this really cool hybrid balance of like posting memes and shit. And like, are you talking to these people to like repost them?
Sometimes,
your favorite things and
some people
them?
Like, I think some people think that I'm like not. Well, actually, no. Like, it's either they've been super nice or just haven't responded at all. So, I mean, I can't assume what a non-response means. Maybe they just never saw it. But, like, it's really cool because, like, do you know the dude on TikTok, Daniel, that does the, I mean, you should put yourself on mute?
Oh, that kind of sounds familiar.
Yeah, he does, like, these, like, hand things, and he's like, put yourself on mute. Mad funny. I shared one of his videos, and like we're like good friends. Like we DM each other all the time, and like I've like sent him beats and stuff, and like sings and all that, and raps actually. He's a great dancer too, and it's just cool because that happened. Or like the dude Old Time Hockey, the dude that's like in the woods.
Yeah, I saw you doing a bunch of shit with him,
dude. It was so cool because like. Legit, like I was talking about doom scrolling earlier, like it's the best thing on TikTok because like I'll just be scrolling and then all of a sudden he comes up and it's like, I don't know, it's just like Zen feeling.
Hey buddy. Yeah,
and like
he's fucking great.
Like, let me do this for him, I wonder if he'd like it. And he did, and he shared it and everything. And it's like that goes with his personality too, you know what I mean? Like he's a genuine dude, so if he sees something he likes and that, he seems appreciative. So I try to think of like who, like that as well, like who truly would appreciate me taking my time to do this, you know what I mean? That's why I try to like reach like people that have either heavily influenced me, like Claudio Sanchez from Coheed and Cambria. I did one for him. All I got was a like, but I like that he saw it. You know what I mean? Keith Habsburger from the Try Guys. I did a whole Try Guys thing, and Keith, I went live on Twitter. I don't know why I went live on Twitter. I never go on Twitter. And I was like, let me go live on Twitter. And I was making the beat for the Try Guys thing, and he actually joined the live. And then he ended up following me and all this stuff. He... I did one for San Holo. I messaged him. He said he loved it. He ended up following me as well. Nice. On Twitter.
I'm pretty sure I know that. What does San Holo do again?
I still see your face. That's my favorite San Holo. But he's one of those also that like he's like low key on like mad shit you don't realize. I'm trying to think what else. There's somebody else, I can't think of who it was that I did one for. Well, I'm part of actually the are you into hip hop, like hip hop?
I want to get into. I just know a couple classics.
Mm.
I want to get like. There's like a part of me that was like, I was thinking about this today actually. Like, I want to learn like the differences of like each like area of hip hop beats and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like, where to sit down and like study that because I've never like actually sat down and took a good listen to stuff like that.
dope. Um,
But
so you,
please
I don't know if
educate
you know
me.
who you heard the podcast Drink Champs.
No, no, no.
Yeah, it's DJ EFN and Noriega from Capone Noriega. They just have like the coolest hip hop guests on and shit. They're like
Oh, I
the
think
top
I've seen.
podcasts. Yeah.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
So this I don't know if it's gonna be too hard to follow, but I was in a band for a while. It was like a neo soul hip hop band, and we did a couple shows with this b boy crew. It's one of the oldest b boy crews in America. They're called the Floor Lords, and we did in Maine. We played the American Folk Festival, and the DJ for the Floor Lords, his name is DJ Razorcut, and he's actually moved out of the country since I met him. But his wife Candy and him have a really dope podcast called Souls of Hip Hop, and they have like they're so they live hip hop, so they are friendly and they know like a lot of very influential people in hip hop. So they've interviewed like so many names that like I'm wowed all the time by how awesome they do, and they use a lot of my music. So it's crazy that like these people
Oh,
that
damn.
they interview, my music is getting tagged along with it. So now DJ EFN ended up following me, and I was like, "What? That's
That's
sick."
fucking crazy.
But again, it just goes to show like, network is a lot.
Yeah, it's everything. And having that tight understanding of like what you look like to others and like having your shit set up to be ready for those opportunities is everything.
Mm.
And were you saying that you're gonna start like yeah, you were saying you're gonna do the tutorials? Like, did you want to make like videos about that, or like just have it be like a page that talks about it? Like,
Oh,
what's your like whole idea with like doing like the next steps of like being an artist, or like even licensing and getting the song trust, getting the sound exchange, to what's the other one, song trader,
yeah.
and
Like
MLC
I don't
stuff.
know, honestly. Like I don't know exactly how I want to present it yet, but I want to find the right way to present like, yo, like learn this shit as I'm learning it too. You know what I mean? Like I want to
Very cool.
have open. I try to say it on Instagram like as much as I can. Like, yo, like let me know your thoughts in the comments, or like ask away, stuff like that. And I'll do like on my story, I'll put questions up for people to just be like, I don't know, like what I can't even think of a question that I did, but it's like music related stuff. Like, how do you feel about this? You know?
Mm. I mean, that's a good idea. Like, people kind of need that direction. Like, I can't tell you how many people like I talk to them just like that don't even know like their song needs mastering. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
this is really quiet, man. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah. Like, not everyone's gonna turn it up to 10 to hear it at a normal level. Like, and it's just crazy how that like that's all I did over the pandemic was just put all my tunes through like the BMI and whatnot,
Yeah.
and I'm still trying to learn uh like the part where you're at, where like getting the whole deals thing and like licensing it out for like specific reasons. Like I'm trying to catch one of those nice deals over like getting it for introduced on some shit. There's always like those song trader bullshit things. And I never know like if that's just like a waste, like Reverb Nation and all that other like there's like so
Depends.
many pitfalls
Like
like for shit like that.
a song trader is like decent. It's weird because it's like you upload your songs and it just kind of gets uploaded to a database. But like
Yeah.
I had like one that was shortlisted, but then I never heard anything ever again.
Mm.
So like I feel like it might work.
Cause like I've seen people be like, "Hey, my song got in this or whatever,"
Mm.
and it's like playing in stores and shit, and I'm just like, "That's fucking crazy." And but then I'm like, I'm looking on like Song Trader, and I was like, "Where is that? Like, how where did you find a store looking for music? It's always like." TV show or pop music,
Mm.
something like that. I never see anything where it's like department store needs a fucking playlist, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's like I feel like it's one of those things where like it's got to happen and then you figure it out as it's happening. You know what I mean? Like there's so many like even going into like publishing and like splits and stuff like that, like so many nuances. You know what I mean? There's so many little things that happen or could happen or stipulations, stuff like that.
Oh my god, yeah. And like at the end of the day, I just want to check and I just want to write music
Hmm.
and like that be the that be the reason.
That's yeah.
Uh and like I feel like is it how do you feel about doing sample packs and like do you do beat stars and shit like that?
Oh, so my homie Daniel from Reflect Audio, shouts to him. Another great person that I met, good friend of mine, that I met, just through online. Like he has Reflect Audio and he makes really, really dope plugins and sample packs, and we just kind of got to, vibing really, and we ended up making like it started like with a piano VST, and then and I mean all I'm really doing is I'm making the samples and I'm sending them to him, and then he does the GUI, he does the artwork, he puts everything together. He's the
Oh
genius
wow,
behind
nice.
it. But like it was cool because like we were able to release original free VSTs, but they were all holiday based. So like, we had one
Mm.
for Thanksgiving, Halloween, and Christmas, and then we had the piano one. And then that got into doing like sample packs and stuff like that, and like that type of work is dope because it gets your creativity out in a different way. Sometimes because like especially like with a VST, like you have to literally like sit here and like just hold one note down for maybe like 10 seconds each or something like that.
Wow.
And you have to do it at like different parts of the keyboard and stuff, and like stuff like that at times can feel like work, but it's always like I'd much rather be doing this than being back at the welfare office like approving or denying applications, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Pressing
But
notes on a
yeah.
keyboard compared to doing actual work, it's a good deal.
Dude, yeah. And I had one too. I did a whole series that's on sounds.com. That one kind of felt like work because there was like I had to adhere to like a certain amount that I had to send in, and like it just kind of, I don't know. But like the regular sample packs that we release and stuff like that, it's cool sitting down and just like letting my mind go and just making like a lead progression or something. You know what I mean?
Damn. I'm so hard at letting shit just go. Like,
Well, we don't like. I never make anything. What's it called? What's the term? I'm just high, so I can't think of it. It's like the simplest term.
cohesive,
No, it's like
meaningful.
the buying term. Like free to use. Splice samples are.
Copyright free.
Yeah, that's not the term I'm looking for, dude. I
Oh,
got.
I know it's not the term either. Fuck. Leave a comment below. Like, comment, subscribe. It's not. This isn't even gonna be on YouTube.
Let us know what word we can't think of.
Yeah.
It's not royalty free. There we go.
Royalty free.
Yeah, so the especially my packs with Dan with Reflect Audio, like they're never royalty free. So they're free to use, but they're not royalty free. So like, you know, there's specific wording that gets sent with the packs that says like, you know, any major placements with our melodies or like original sounds, like we're due something. Like we're not just giving that up. However, like feel free to use it. You know what I mean?
Interesting. That's really cool.
Like we're not caring if like somebody's over here selling like a $25 beat here and there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever.
Like you just using your loops and like throwing it on BeatStars.
Right. But like if somebody pulls a Lil Nas X and like buys that $25 beat and it becomes one of the biggest songs in America, like I want something, sorry.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
made that shit.
Do you know what's behind that one song where it's like the coffee song? It's like I make a cup of coffee. You know, it's like I'll stay awake too long. It wasn't that a lo-fi loop before?
Yeah, I
it
think
was
so.
Actual song.
Like,
Like I remember hearing that by itself for the longest time a while ago.
Yeah, like the way that we hear it all the time on TikTok is not the original.
Yeah, like because there's a pop song now.
Yeah.
Where after it like plays all the way through, it's like, and it's like, yo, I'm rapping on the beat.
Isn't it?
Now. I have no idea what song it is, but I turn off the fucking radio every time it comes on. We're doing research. This is the sound of research.
Lander just gives me the time to sit
fucking
down,
Lander.
listen to.
You know what? Shouts to Lander. I like Lander.
Can we? I don't know if I can play it. Oh, we're gonna get flagged.
I don't know why they did that. It's clearly not the song.
Cup of coffee song, lo-fi cup of coffee bullshit song. That's what I'm gonna Google and it's gonna come up. Watch. Lo-fi bullshit.
Main cup of coffee for your head.
Coffee for your head. Chill out your head. If this is it, it is.
Yeah.
Calm down.
So powerful.
This song, yeah, that song, terrible. I hate that. But wasn't that loop a thing by itself? Like, what happened with that? Like, is that the dude that made it? Either way, not. I just don't like how he sings along to the sample. This is a little funky to me.
Yeah, I feel you. I honestly I dig it. But now like I can't remember where this original sample comes from because I don't think it's from this song.
Yeah, like did he buy it? Like what's
Powerful
there's gotta be a story
Deathbed
behind this.
original song.
What was it called?
Deathbed. All right, what song does Deathbed sample? Oh, okay. So the original song is Coffee by Biba Doobie. Said that right. That's the original.
Damn. That's fucking weird. I could have sworn that's like existed like for such a long time. Like I can see like that lo-fi loop. They like the lo-fi loop of that. Just a lo-fi loop, not even the song. Damn. That just blew my mind. I'm gonna have to do some deep diving tonight. For sure. Do you have any advice for people who are like trying to figure it out? And
Dude, yes.
like, cause that was some golden eggs you were laying earlier about the whole, you gotta be honest with yourself. That's
man.
like so crucial.
Yo, like working on your craft should be automatic. Like if you have a passion towards something and it's like a thing that you do, you need to do it as much as possible. So that floor, like that should be your floor automatically. The harder parts, and I say that they're the harder parts because I feel like they're the parts that, and I don't mean to put this as though I'm still learning this. I'm still working on this, but I can see the difference from where I was to where I am, and I can feel the difference, and I feel more myself. And so what I'm trying to say is like self-work is so important to like leveling up, really. Like being honest with yourself, finding confidence in yourself, understanding how what you put out affects others, and being truly yourself, and like not letting the influence of things like social media and stuff like that it like get too deep in, because like you can't lose that sense of self, because that at the end of the day, like you're, I don't want to say you're never going to be the best at something, because that sounds as ridiculous as the opposite, but like you're always going to be working at being the best at something. So, you know, the best thing that you can do is be yourself in that, and that's what will make you shine. So work on how to get that out. And I think that that's the type of stuff that cuts through the most. But like, again, it takes a lot of self-work. It takes a lot of, you know, truth and understanding how to even get to the truth to begin with. Like we all are coming from different experiences and different backgrounds and different, you know, vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like a big thing is, I mean, that's all great. Thanks for sharing that. Like, seriously, I feel like a lot of people need to hear that.
Yo, and
but,
too, like, I'm sorry, I just want to throw this in too.
No.
Like,
yeah,
if
cut you off anyway.
It doesn't always have to be your exact thing that, like, whether it's music or sport or whatever, it doesn't always have to be that exact thing that you have to be working on. Like, sometimes you need to get a job so that you can, you know, pay for something that has to do with your passion. And like, as long as you're working in some capacity towards your goal, you're making progress. You're taking necessary steps.
Mm-hmm.
So don't rush yourself.
Sure.
Appreciate the moment, because man, there's not a lot of them. That's me being high and
My-
talking.
No, that's real shit. I was talking to my friend Brandon the other day. He's got like a lot going on in his life, and he's just always killing it doing some dope project. You know, he's like never like doing one thing. He's like, oh, I'm helping this guy right now. Oh, I'm doing drums for this guy. Oh, I'm singing on this song. I know like when he like he'll like have a chill out moment and start writing and like focusing on his own music and like be in a space where he can do that, because I feel like he can't really do that right now. He's kind of like just like bogged down with a lot of things, which is fucking, I'm like mini jealous of how many cool shit he's got going on. But like I'm just there's a lot of people that I feel are in that spot where it's like, yeah, like I would love to write that beat or like record myself, but I just don't have a mic and stuff like that. It's like, if music is your passion, man, then like invest in yourself.
Right.
Like take the time to pay your shit off and then buy something for yourself to make it happen. And then there's no excuse when you have that thing. Then you have the thing. So go sit down and make that thing. Like I say this a lot there. It's like, don't be scared to fucking just do it yourself. Cause like I waited on so many people for like the longest time to make the songs I wanted to make, when I was just like, all right, fuck it, I'll play that, you know, or I'll just pick that up and learn that, or I'll figure out a key part. Fuck it. And
dude, I'm friends with this dude in India that I talk to on a regular basis. And like he's like, I can't afford much, but like, yo, like I have to get like, I don't know, this cable. And like he's gonna get the cheapest cable, even though it's gonna possibly be a worse quality. He needs it, so he gets it.
There you go. And that guy's gonna fucking succeed and get something. Like whether it be today or tomorrow, fucking I feel like that's all it really takes is consistency in anything. Yeah, especially like not just music, like anything where it's like content based is consistency, because not only is it just like, yes, a matter of time, but if you were just trying your hardest, trying different shit, and then also like honing in on something that makes you,
Yeah.
you can't tell yourself you didn't try.
Right.
And like there's nothing to be mad about at that point. Like you fucking did it. And
Right, exactly.
You just have to accept with that.
And that's like when I think of my son too. My son has really taught me to be in the moment, and also what you're saying, like I didn't want my son to see me, because I was visibly miserable going to work every day, and I wouldn't have wanted that to, I don't know, in any way. I didn't want him to see me like that. So I'd rather struggle a little bit now, but we're not like really, it's not like he's more than good.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine, like, I know, like, the difference between, like, having that steady work paycheck and then
Right,
going
exactly. Like I said, my wife, like, she's
wavy.
fucking backbone. Like, she stepped up big time, and she's really great at what she does, and she makes a good living, so we're lucky enough to be able to do this, but she believes in me as well. And together, like, that's why I'm able to watch him during the day and do this, really.
Nice.
But also that puts pressure on me to be as productive as
possible. Yeah.
So
do you find like that putting like an extra fire in your ass?
Oh, absolutely. Because I would never ever want. I mean, it's a job being with a kid all day, but you know, not bringing in as much yet that I was, because I mean, I was making a really good. I was working for the state. I was there for like 6 years, and I kept working up. I was making a good salary, so working back up to that is like, I would feel like I was doing my family a disservice by not, putting in, and that goes back to schedule too, like putting in my hours to, do this, but also knowing how to spend my time. Like I was putting in hours before when I was working my full-time job, but my hours were having 7 people come into the studio and we all get drunk and high and we record like maybe a song by the end of the night. Whereas if I was in the studio by myself and I spent the same amount of time, or even with, 1 or 2 other serious people with a goal to get something done, I could probably have gotten 3 or 4 songs done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's just harder. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying earlier. Like, and I'm with you. It's just hard to schedule that creativity.
Yeah.
Where it's normally like a explosion moment of like, oh, I've been mundane and bland and like typing, writing, just doing some normal bullshit. And now I come in, I relax, here it is, I got all my shit done. I said hi and took care of my son and everything's good. And like that's like a moment, that's like I used to have like great moments like that with people eating fruit, and like that is so hard to come by, like by yourself, or like when you're like sitting down, you're like, all right, I'm gonna write something because I can right now, and you're just like, yeah, that's hard, man, but you're doing it, and
it was a lot of training too with those sample packs, to like having to, make these melodies and, have enough of a good enough quality by a certain amount of time. That helps a lot. Mm-hmm. It was training, really.
I mean, I was like, as you were talking about it, I was trying to imagine myself doing like the 10-second keyboard thing, and I would probably be there for like hours, because by like the 5th note, I would like look away and be like, huh? And then like fuck everything up and be like, oh man, what note was I on? And then it takes like 7 minutes for me to realize it was just G and whatever, and then move on from there. Like,
oh, dude,
that just sounds.
And then like having like hundreds of files, and then you got to make them all Apple loops.
Like, is that like a whole separate process of conversion for like audio, is making them into an Apple loop?
It's basically like an extra few like click and drags, and then like you gotta name it and stuff like that. But like you do that hundreds of times. Tedious. Like it's like oh Lord.
Yeah, tedious bullshit. That is the backbone of music, like organization and behind the scenes, is tedious bullshit.
But dude, shouts to Dan, yo. He's like super patient. He taught me everything, and like bared with me. Like I'm obviously not gonna be perfect at it, but it was, just having that sensei. Appreciate him a lot for that.
Word, shout out.
Oh yeah. Reflect Audio. He's doing tattooing now. He's Daniel Yuck. He started a YouTube channel, and I want to say like, don't hate me if I'm wrong, Dan, but I want to say like 3 months maybe, and he's got already almost 10,000 people, 10,000 subscribers. Yeah, he's got like tons of endorsements. He's doing so good for himself.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's like he's the epitome of like, I look up to him a lot as far as like work ethic too, because he has a family as well, and we're pretty much the same age. And he started Reflect Audio, and that was, a great website. Like it was a profitable website, and he started that in a Walmart parking lot on his phone. He made the website.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking, and that's the grind right there.
Yeah, man. It's the people you surround yourself with,
Mm-hmm. Is there anything in the pipes for Taki Brano? I know you just kind of dropped something, but I mean,
yeah,
this is a lot of songs.
What I'm doing right now is like I said, like a lot of freelance stuff for steady grind stuff like that. I have these like random beats and instrumentals like in all these random places, and I'm just kind of waiting for them to come back to start dropping stuff.
Oh, nice.
I don't have like I haven't really started working on like my next official like lo-fi album or anything like that. I kind of just do that as the inspiration comes.
I feel like I like you reach a point where you write some shit like that just completely for fun, because it's like that's all it is. It's so easy to just pump out and write some shit like that,
Right.
and like you always do some creative ass thing with the fucking sounds and stuff. So
Thanks.
it's always just like I love watching those. By the way, like if you haven't seen Taki Brano on fucking Instagram and TikTok, right? It's just Taki Brano on TikTok. Right?
Everywhere, yeah, it's at Taki
Yeah.
Brano.
Fucking, he makes these like quick cut videos where he just hits the table, shakes a grinder, I don't know, and then it's just a beat, and damn, it's just so satisfying. So I totally feel you. It's just like
Thanks.
whenever it comes, you pump that shit out in a week, probably.
Like, I mean, like all the for opposite of floating, like I really like hitting people up for collabs. Like I'm as passionate about any part of the music creation process as I am with collabing with people. Like I love feeding off people's energy as far as like, you know, the music itself. So like that's why you see me doing a lot of collabs. And like, yeah, opposite of floating was no different. Like I was just looking for on one of them, it's called Please Don't Leave. I was just looking for an acapella to put over an instrumental, and it ended up being this dude in Germany. And I believe that they're they. I don't want to get their pronouns wrong. But we're homies now.
Yeah.
And they're on the album.
Fucking, I'm like that with a few people. Like, I'm really close friends with VV Vulture now after like writing this album with them, and a couple other people I've met through like Vaporwave and Lo-Fi.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Did you
these
end up
people are cool.
becoming homies with my dude Kevin? He was sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. I know that name. Like, I definitely like probably put him on my playlist and whatnot.
Like yeah.
But
There's a lot of ambient stuff.
Oh, is he ambientologist?
No,
I mix up
I don't think
anyone on
so.
Instagram. Fucking yeah. I'll have to hit him up because yeah, I love collabing with people, and
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine, fellow dad. So yeah,
nice.
he's from here as well. We've known each other for years, but being dads really kind of brought us together more.
That's cute. Dads, and congrats on being a dad because we got Father's Day that
Oh, thanks.
is coming up in our time. But who's listening right now? It passed, and yeah, that was the dad cast, you know, and we're all laughing at the inside joke on that. Anyway, fuck. Yeah, congrats on being a dad, man. And
Thank you.
oh, speaking of doing remixes and stuff, do you got time? If I send you something, do you got time for a remix? Because I'm doing a remix project with a couple people.
Yeah, like what do you mean by a remix? Like you want me to like add something to something, or
Like I have these songs that have like a shit ton of layers, right?
Mhm.
And like when I pieced out the stems, it's like so many stems, and like I forgot about some layers that are kind of buried even in the mix. So sending them out to people, like making remixes with the stems and just chopping it up. And
oh, cool, like
I
any
sent it to a lot
genre.
of, like, I've sent it to a lot of vapor people, like vaporwave people. So like you can make anything with it. Just
What if I make like a trap
spice
beat?
it. You do whatever you want. But like the whole goal is to just like remix what is already there.
Yeah, I dig
You're
that.
welcome to throw in whatever you want.
Yeah,
But
that'd be cool.
yeah, that'd be sick to have you on it. I'm trying to just have like a shit ton of people remix these songs, and it's almost like a social experiment.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah, because it like getting different styled people to work with it with like these packed stems. It's like, all right, how many songs can we make out of these?
Dope.
2 songs. So
Is it like a
I think
long,
that'd be
long
cool.
thing, or is it stacked like a bunch of layers to the?
Yeah, stacked like a bunch of layers. Yeah,
Word.
definitely. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, the one's got like vocals on it, and it's like a lo-fi kind of beat, and it's kind of psychedelic, and the other one's another lo-fi beat with vocals, but one has lyrics, so
Cool.
that's the only difference.
Hell yeah.
It's just oohs and ahs. But cool. I think we'll end it there. Peeping on that and teasing on that. Thanks so much for coming on the show, man. And,
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and as we said earlier, it's Taki Brano everywhere.
TakiBrano.com.
Yeah, TakiBrano.com. Like, holy fuck, that's great. I gotta learn how to make my link tree say Forest Kids Collective instead of link tree. I don't know how to do that. There's like all these things you have to do in the background. If you want like
Yeah.
your website to actually be a website more than just its website. I'm rambling at this point. It's late, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and
Thanks for having me,
I'll see-
dude. I appreciate it.
totally go check out his stuff. And we got some '80s jams coming your way in a question mark amount of time.
Peace.
All right, peace, guys.